Hello and welcome to Office Hours with Amber. I'm Amber and this is Office Hours. We're going to make sure the audio is working because I am running on no sleep. So we're going to do our best today, but this is going to be an extended cut Office Hours with Amber today. Get so excited. Let's see if the audio is working. Hello. Perfect. The audio is on and my phone is off. Okay. Today's drink of choice, we've got sugar-free Red Bull. Because I am pooped. I am so tired. But it's kind of like, this is what I imagine like marathon runners feel after they're done with a marathon. Like last week was so much work, but so fun. Like over the next, we might talk for damn 2 hours. I have no idea how long I'm going to talk for because I want to like do all my brain rot, like get it all out before I forget everything. Because even as the days were passing, all of the days kind of molded together. Hey, Eric. Everything molded together and my brain just like completely melted. And you're going to hear all about it. So here's the play-by-play of what we're talking about today. I mean, we're going day by day. Like, this is going to be a long video. So hope y'all are ready because I got things to say. But the biggest thing is we have transformed this into this. What a huge year. How silly. 1 year ago, attendee, now I'm presenting at my favorite conference in the whole wide world. Like, it truly has been quite a remarkable year. Whoever's calling me, knock it all the way off. Kalamazoo. Local. Anyways, yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about how I transformed from attendee to speaker. But I found my tag from the other day and I was like, oh, that's really precious. Okay, but yeah, we're going to talk about loads of stuff. But before I get started, Eric, Harry, thank you so much for being here. And am I going to appear in the documentary? Fingers crossed. I definitely provided them many moments of me talking. Now, most of the time I was either completely absent of sleep or somehow had some vodka. Sue me. So we'll see how much of what I said is useful because it is truly about it's about the community, but competition. And I'm not really much of a competitor. So we'll see. I'm just happy to have helped in any way I could. I'm really excited about that, which I should provide the link for that. But yeah, this is going to be kind of an audio visual journey where I'm showing like clips and videos and things like that while kind of piecing together the week. And then next week, I'm hoping that I will edit a video that's actually like an actual video. I am still having a stroke, so buckle up. I'm going to try to edit a video of all of the cute clips and the conference, my travels, the competitions, the cute things that we did on the side, the basically camp burning clippy that we did afterwards. For everyone's health and safety, I'm not going to include much footage from that because I was a special brand of very tired and loopy. So anyways, if you watched last week's episode, that was a fever dream. After 30 hours of no sleep, I just talked at a camera, which is, basically what I'm doing now. But the difference is I actually have notes this time. So basically, to kind of give you the play-by-play, we'll start, basically, if you're brand new here, if you met me at the conference, hi, welcome. So happy to have you here. Thank you for listening to me ramble on and do my presentation and listen to me try to MC last week at the competition. God bless, and thank you for coming. Most of next year's content will be very different than this. I encourage you to go back and watch like dynamic arrays and let and lambda month. She learned a lot then. This is really just going to be recapping the news as the news. But yeah, so if you're unaware, I went to the Active Cell Conference, the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge, and the Microsoft Excel World Championships, then Burning Clippy last week. So I had a busy schedule. So essentially, how I would describe how last week went is this clip. I think this one. There we go. Okay, this was essentially my week last week.
And leather every night. No sleep. Bus, club, another club, plane, next place. No sleep, no fear. Nobody believed in me. That album was not made.
That was me last week. Well, I mean, that was me last week, but like literally it was like, do this presentation, prepare for this, do an interview. Microsoft wants to talk, which, before we even get started, let me just tell you about this sweatshirt I'm wearing. So cute, function. And then on the back, and I don't even know if this is going to get in shot, but the back says, making sheet happen since 1985. Cute. And she told me to tag her when I posted this, and I don't remember her name. There were so many Microsoft people there, but one moment. Look at this. Let's see if... So cute. So cute. I can't show you the rest of the front of this because much wine has been spilled on it, but I'm going to be laundering this sweatshirt with such meticulousness because this is the softest, nicest, coziest sweatshirt I've probably ever owned. And shout out, I was in the HyperX Arena and I was talking, and I feel like her name was like Beth or Bonnie. I don't know. She was the realest MVP. I walked past and I said, "Oh, I love those sweatshirts. Do you have, where can I buy one?" And she's like, "Oh, I just have some. Do you want one?" Absolutely, I do. So anyways, all I'm saying, big shout out to Microsoft. Love them so much. Thank you for making this program. It's not on my specific agenda, but also shout out to Valerie, Jake Armstrong, and Joe McDade, the kind of technical project managerial part of Microsoft. They were so fun to talk to because all of the little nuanced things, they have their fingers in all of the guts of that. So cool. Okay. Now we're going to get on to the play-by-play. So on Friday, your average finance bro, he's tagged below. Honestly, I have learned a whole new respect for what I don't know if he would describe himself as a influencer, but maybe like, I think he put like conference comedian. I think he is, how to describe, I think people wouldn't expect how hard he works and how meticulous he is. And I think at first I was nervous because interacting with a character is very unfamiliar for me, but he was very hardworking and then got us on a good track with these scripts. So as an MC, I did not know that I was supposed to prepare scripts for the MC job. For some reason, I just was so focused on getting my presentation done that I just completely missed that. So he did the valiant effort of pre-scripting a lot of the stuff that we ended up doing the next week. So we did that on Friday, but that put a new level of stress in my brain on top of everything else that was going on. But Saturday before the conference, I was rushing around getting all of my worksheets printed. And this one looks a little busted and I was taking random notes on it. But essentially, this is supplemental to the presentation that I did, which at the conference, I did a presentation called From Spark to System, Engineering the Excel Mindset. And I got to present on my journey and the case study findings with the office hours of the Amber, which thank you for being here. I got to present those case study findings. And we're going to go through little bits of my presentation, because it's a paid conference and I want to be respectful to all the people that paid money to come see me. I could do a repeat of the presentation, but I won't show the whole thing, just like little bits and clips. But anyway, so I made this kind of, essentially, I took the best things of what I learned and I made it into kind of a worksheet. So you could assess value, accountability, novelty and capacity, as well as make your goals for the year and then put it into kind of the monthly buckets, which you guys are very familiar with. So each month putting, who do you want to hold you accountable? How are you going to make it fun for yourself? Anticipate your capacity, and like your value of like, what value do I get from this? What value is this connected to, et cetera, et cetera. This I worked on all Saturday and then it ended up looking like a cheat sheet. Whatever. We're fine. I'm okay with that. It's my favorite cheat sheet I've ever made. Let's adjust the lighting. Yeah, well lit. I will be using this as a real tool in my real life, and I'm really excited about it. But anyway, so Saturday I scrambled around. I went to shout out Office Depot for doing same day printing, double-sided, looks beautiful. It was so sharp. So good. And if you have not submitted your plan and you would like to, in the link in the bio, if you'd like to come join the second iteration of Office Hours with Amber, feel free to put your goals in. Or there's also this little baby QR code that I'm messing up right now. QR code, which doesn't really work on YouTube, but I'm going to try anyway. So anyways, worked on that all Saturday. And then Saturday night went and saw Wicked with my coworkers. I went to the spa. I got a spray tan. Like I really went hard. Then Saturday, danger struck. It was in the Midwest. There was all the snowstorms, which was so beyond miserable. So I was supposed to fly out of Chicago to Las Vegas, 4-hour, quick in and out, just one stop, just one like direct flight. And then the snowstorms, there was like 1,200 plane flights that got canceled. So I was very stressed. So I was like, okay, I cannot miss this. And if I don't get on that flight, I feel like it's going to just cancel the next one. And I still needed to like sharpen everything that I was doing. I was like, I was so stressed, and it was buzzer beater getting things done. Just because I kept learning new things while I was making the PowerPoint. So I didn't feel like if I finished there and uploaded it, that it would be right. And so I was just perfectionist loop on crack. It was crazy. So that leads me to why this will become important here shortly. So pack up all my stuff. The next morning, I end up flying out of Grand Rapids to Denver to Vegas. That then landed at midnight instead of 6 p.m. Little tough. So but the nice thing is during that time, and I think I have some cutie photos to show along with this. Let's see. Of course, I did not save it. Oh yeah, here we go. With monitor. Okay. So essentially, I was sitting in this. I got there too early, so I couldn't check my bag in until 4 hours before, because I just wanted to be like at the airport, just get ready for it. So I sat and worked on my presentation in the airport, and it was like God, and I'm not even that religious, shined down upon me. I found a chair that was like a wide seat chair that had enough room for me and my bag. There was a plug and there was Wi-Fi. And it was like, oh, this was supposed to be this way. So whatever. I sat, worked on my stuff. I showed up to my hotel at like 1 a.m. And I'm supposed to be at this conference at like 7 a.m. to like pass out all. I put like one of these on each of the seats, like the 300 seats. So I have now 6 hours, and if you know me, I'm a sleepy girl. I'm a big sleepy girl. And that I think I provide some commentary in the middle of the night. Let's see. Oh God, it's so loud. Here we go. Testing. Now, I haven't watched this yet. So hopefully I keep it PC. Fingers crossed. And I anticipated doing this for more of the days, and then the days were just so busy. So this is probably the beginning and the end of me doing my monologues from my hotel room. That made it super better. We're giving testimonials from the bathroom because there's no lighting in most of the rest of the hotel room. Good morning. It is Monday. I'm going to give the most fucking wicked presentation of my life. And you did? I did a test run of it this morning to myself, and it was 53 minutes on the dot, so I'm feeling pretty good. Spoiler alert, 53 minutes turned into 38 minutes. Good. I'm almost a little manic, because have I slept? I haven't. With the damn snowstorm, I went, instead of Chicago 1, and then I had to like unpack, make sure everything was ironed and steamed and looking good. Forgot about that. I'm not trying to look crusty out here. Oh my God, I didn't put on the setting spray. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm like heavy breathing. Also, if you look, do you see what I see? Wait, here. Oh, I wish I could zoom in. I've never been good at makeup ever in my life. And so if you look right here and right here, it's where I didn't like blend in my my how to say the like powder foundation. And also, Harry, thank you so much. That is far too kind of a compliment for how crusty dusty she's looking. But I would say, okay, honestly, I'm going to say that's the best makeup I've done ever, ever, ever. I looked back at some photos and I'm like, it looks like you've never had acne, which is crazy. But actually, a funny thing to show on that, I think I have a photo of this. It's actually really hilarious. Oh, I hope I can find it. I look crazy because my second monitor has it. I went to go put on the face makeup and I didn't know how dark it was going to be. And so the first take of it, I was like, am I about to commit a hate crime? Like, I don't think this shade is correct in any way. Oh, I think I deleted it because I deserved to delete that photo. It was really bad. Anyways, you can kind of see it here, but uh-oh. But the e.l.f. setting spray, I didn't budge. My face, and I snot cried later in the day. Spoiler alert. I hope that worked. It did work. Looking all crusty, crazy. Anyways, so I'm going to be giving some behind the scenes from my bathroom. Ooh, I love the breathing. Pretty luxurious, right? I think it's... Also, Mom, if you watch this eventually, you see that little ring on my finger. I wore the ring the whole trip. Am here for Goth Amber. But yeah, so me too. I've been up for quite a while. I think I got like 2 hours of sleep with like little blink. 2 hours of sleep was generous. I literally blinked. Like, oh, I'd blink and I'd be like, oh, 20 minutes had passed. But then I was really nervous that I was gonna oversleep. Oops. Didn't mean to leave that plugged in. Hee hee. Anyways. Wow, this has been really pivotal information. You can also see, and I don't think you can see, but like up here, no foundation. Down here, lots of foundation. Testing the audio. Wow, that was really revolutionary stuff, Amber. Thanks for sharing. First time I'm watching this. I got home at 7 a.m. this morning from Vegas, so stay with me. Okay, so this is now the point of the morning that I do all that. She's fine. I then get to, so we get mic'd up because they're doing a documentary, so they mic'd me up, and
look at that hard
Klinsman got a video of me getting mic'd up, and it was really, I think it's funny.
speaker, sparkly boots, Amber, all the microphones and stuff. She's a celebrity.
Klinsman. I don't know if you could hear the background of that one, but he was like, Amber, celebrity, sparkly boots. Love him. But anyway, so I got mic'd up, and I think, yeah, so I get on stage, and the first 6 minutes, so first it was Jarman that did a presentation, and he did a cool presentation on so many things, and I definitely remember. I definitely wasn't stressing out the whole time he was talking. I do remember him talking through like good cases, like he did the dimensions, and it was nice for someone to put a word to the interdimensionality of like if you're working like the horizontal grid versus the vertical grid, and then having to deal with like all of it at the same time. And if you're using time as a reference, sometimes it's like it takes one of your dimensions away. And so he then gave a few cases that you should do to practice, etc. But most of his speech, I was sitting in sheer panic because I was like, either the next hour of my life is going to go really well and be a very beautiful, like, professional debut, or I'm going to make a damn fool of myself. Thankfully, I knew I could present that presentation in my sleep. What I didn't anticipate was the HDMI to not work for 6 minutes. So this is the moment when I mentally started preparing myself to that I was going to have to do my entire PowerPoint presentation with no slides to be able to show people. Because in their entry deck, they have, like, in their entry packet, they get all of our slides. So they would have been able to follow along, but like my slides were lined up like punchlines. So if I can't click when the punchline's supposed to happen, all of the impact's gone. Now, to be fair, all of what I was presenting on still had relevance and like fun, and it would have been fine. But I was like, this is the moment when I started preparing myself for that. But thankfully, apparently, I know how to fill space. So I think it's around. Oh, big time. Oh yeah, I'm stressing at this moment. For 6 minutes. Maybe it wasn't 6 minutes. Maybe I'm lying to you. Maybe. Their hats on. Continuous. It was probably only 3 minutes, but it felt like a lifetime. So I'm up there. Here's what's happening. Okay, so I've not slept for 25 hours. So in this moment, I have not slept for 25 hours. So I go to start my presentation. I am just jittering out of my boots. And I don't know why I was so nervous. I mean, I wasn't really, I was nervous. But thankfully the microphones worked, but I also am quiet and I didn't know how quiet I would be. So then they blasted my microphone and I still barely was, I think they ended up hearing me. But anyways, I'm giving my presentation. And some of my favorite moments, I think I have photos for. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So I'm giving my presentation. Things are fun. At the beginning, I did this section where I wanted to collect some data. And so, oh my gosh, that was so loud. One moment. We're skipping past that one. So I wanted to collect some data. And so what I love is there was a fair amount of participation, which, not that it was unexpected, but I'm glad people participated because I was nervous. So in this, I'm asking them to pull up their screen time. And as soon as I said screen time, the whole room just kind of shuddered. So everyone's putting up hands and smiling and being funny because I'm like, okay, more than 2 hours, more than 3 hours, whatever. And then whoever got the most hours, they didn't know that at this moment, Benny. And then everyone's being very kind and being like, participating. And then these two were like, oh, I've got, like I said, who had the most of hours? And they said, this guy had 14. And then she said 14 hours and 40 minutes. So I gave her 12 free months of coaching with me, which if anyone has her name, please find it for me because I would love to connect with her because obviously that was a very vulnerable thing to do. I talk about that on stage, whatever. We then go into like the normal presentation. I think.
About you guys, I was getting a little nervous.
She was nervous.
So then I also have like.
Not important. I'm going to save this for like next week, but I'm then talking about how to define problems, going into, which honestly, I think I'll just show you the slides on that. We talk about industrial engineering a bit. We then move into how I was a forecaster and not a very good one, but then eventually I got to be a good one. I told the future of the people in the room. That is when I then was like, I know your futures because I've lived your futures. Leaving a corporate job, creating your own business, attending the Active Cell conference, and being so overwhelmed and overjoyed with how like all the people there, which is absolutely true. And it's absolutely true this year. And I literally met so many good people. Then you go back to normal life. And if you don't, I didn't make a plan. So like, I didn't learn anything. So I came back in 2024, was like so embarrassed that I was still so far behind. So conference objectives, continuous improvement, my equation for growth, and creating their system. So essentially they walked headfirst into their first industrial engineering concept, which is the Plan, Do, Check, Act. So that is then at this point, we get the feedback on their data. So fun. But anyways, so that now you are caught up to here. Now, my favorite, and I don't think I can animate on here, but then I think this is the most crafty thing I've done is you can make 3D PowerPoint models, or like you can use 3D models in PowerPoint. So I basically talked about how it's important to look at both sides of any scenario. So for instance, in World War II, there was analysts that would review the planes that would come back to the hangar, and they would look at where the bullet holes are, and they would be like, oh, we need to reinforce these areas because that's the most shootable area. But if you then look a bit closer, which I think, dang, I wish that would, oh wait, let me see transitions preview. Yeah. If you look a little bit closer at the planes that didn't make it back to the hangar, you actually find out that the most critical points to reinforce are these areas. So I related that kind of to myself. That comes in later. Basically, here's the points that are critical to my success in learning, and here's the things that are helpful to reinforce but not critical to the mission. I talk about Plan, Do, Check, Act, and we get through that, but that's when I kind of unveil Office Hours of the Amber. Did you predict the winner while doing futures? I had inklings of a vibe. I don't know. To be honest, this is about the most we're going to talk about the conference, and then I like ate, slept, breathed, thought about emceeing the rest of the time. But anyways, we'll talk about that. Honestly, the rest of the days are going to go much quicker because yeah. Anyways, Office Hours with Amber, basically explaining how by doing this like root cause analysis, I then got to these things to be able to create Office Hours with Amber to answer the questions solve the problems that we had found were the root causes. So for instance, I wanted to, each of the 4 weeks kind of taps into a different part of it, especially doing the 1 hour live stream each Monday. I'm not presenting this well right now, and that's not the point of this. So then I did the plan. Thank you for being here for part of my plan. And then check, which is kind of fun to look at my points scored over time. And this trend line is very generous. But basically, like over time, by doing 1 hour a week of research with this, my plan, I mean, I got a lot of benefits out of it. So at this point, I basically tell them I've standardized the things that work and I've fixed the things that don't. So oftentimes during the year, what I found was that I went into the year with like the idea of people, process, technology, and routine. And I made my plan around that. But then when it came to doing the plan, it came down to different things that I found. And that is through all of the community calls I had, especially like Emily Williams, Ashley Roberts, Eric Ohm, Esther. I think her last name is Vandermeulen, but I don't want to say it wrong, but I did just say it wrong. Jack Kennedy, like talking with all of these people, unlocked my hypothesized equation for growth, which is value, accountability, novelty, and capacity. So at that point, I started walking people through the rest of kind of my slides. But the reason why I want to bring all of that up is because now it gets a little goofy. Let's bring back this. So I unveiled the Office Hours with Amber. Cute. And honestly, like the jacket, shout out Marissa. She did such a good job on it. It's got like, it's pinstriped with all glittery things. And then this happens. I essentially equate my ADHD diagnosis to being completely wiped out. And this is such a horrifying angle of me, but I think it was really funny. Essentially, what I did was I talked about value systems, and value came, like the reason why value is so important in my journey this year is because before ADHD diagnosis, and we don't need to keep staring at that, before the ADHD diagnosis, I felt as if there was only one answer, and that was Like my whole life was lived in shame. And we've talked about this a little bit before, but if I don't do this, they're going to think I'm stupid. If I don't get this done in time, I'm letting the team down. It was just like, if this, then I'm the worst. Something's wrong with me. And so I'd lived 8 years of my life completely thinking that I was the problem and that everyone else can do it. Why can't you? And it worked for a long time. So when I was through college, I mean, I would just stay up and get things done. And then, at Anheuser-Busch, I was rewarded for all of the hours I worked. And then once I got the ADHD diagnosis, it was hard to like keep making justifications for overworking myself when it's a neurological disability. Like, nobody ever talks about that. They're like, oh, it's just ADHD. And it's like, oh no, it like completely, every thought that I've ever thought ever is that I'm the worst. So that's why with this room, so much neurodiversity in this conference, I wanted to make sure that was like extremely hit on. Because if someone could have saved me even one more year of my life, you know what I mean? So it was nice. Spoiler alert. After this, I got so many nice, kind words, and I'm choosing to believe the kind words because like there was just too many of them to like not believe that. I was like, oh, they're just being nice to me. But it's like, well, they're being nice and they're also being true. So anyways, a lot of ADHD women, especially college or kind of like 20s to 30s, came up to me and talked about their diagnoses afterwards. And I was like, and I'm not going to cry today because I just took my Ritalin, so emotions turned off. But I've been crying all weekend. Let's be so clear about that. I've not stopped crying about how delicious this conference was and all the people that I met. And the fact that I had like any kind of positive impact for them was huge because people are spending so much money and time to be at these conferences. And so I really wanted to put my whole effort into it to make sure that people aren't going to walk away from the conference feeling like, oh, I didn't get anything out of this. Or, that one girl presenting in the sparkly stuff just kind of wasn't for me. And like, that's probably happened. And there's probably people in that room that didn't get anything from my presentation, but I wanted at least the vast majority, at least of neurodiverse women to be heard. So anyways, I laid on the stage, but the funny thing is afterwards is someone came up to me and they were like, well, I looked down at my laptop, I look up and you're on the ground and I couldn't see you. And I was like, so confused where you went. Also, big news. We need to go back in time. So I was presenting and I unveiled this slide and Jakob, that dirty rat, he like called out, he's like, why is the E not Excel? I was cooked. I think we have to find that part of the presentation. It was actually so funny. It was so funny. I hope I find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait. No, there's me on the ground. Wait.
And wiped clear. I'm working with my doctor, perhaps therapist, and she smacks me in the head with a frying pan that I have ADHD. What a shock. I am 28 years old and somehow everybody missed that there's a little bit of neurodiversity going on in here. So let's just imagine. I don't
know if you can hear it, but.
I am wiped clear out with this diagnosis.
The problem is when I was on the floor, I couldn't see my slides. So I was like, not only can nobody see me, I can't see my slides. We're just going to willy-nilly this.
Because for the last 28 years of my life,
this is the moment I figure out, oh, nobody can see I'm on the ground. So I put my arms up, I think.
I am dumb or not hardworking, or why do I have to stay up all night to get what everyone else does in like 8 hours? So why am I here all the time and getting nothing done and also have the best ideas for tools, but also do nothing? Like, it was so shocking to me. So, that was dramatic. That's because my entire system was built on shame.
Cute. Okay. Then that means that the Jakob part was probably back here somewhere.
Lucian, which is Office Hours with Amber. Woo! Woo! Thanks, guys. One thing I want to point.
The other thing about oh my gosh, Eric, thank you for liking the lay down bit because I thought it was funny. And I'm here to make myself laugh. I'm just glad other people laughed with me. But I
Point
missed
out
it.
about this is all of what you just saw was done on the plane home from the Active Cell conference last year.
The other thing about presenting is that it's not like these people are hooting and hollering. You know what I mean? This is not a Taylor Swift concert. So I'm up there and I can't feel any feedback. So like there's certain moments where you can like kind of like people are, you know, being very generous and, you know, clapping and stuff. But there are certain moments where I'd like land a joke and I'd be like, we're going to just keep bulldozing right through this. Okay.
And then I got home and I was like, all right, we're just going to start a live stream, I guess.
I think.
So yeah, Office Hours with Amber. Essentially what I did was I broke down my year into 12 different goals.
Oh, wait. This is where I'm told that the E in Excel is Outlook and not Excel.
Guys, I made that 3 years ago. I'm so sorry. That's really embarrassing. I think because I got the M and then I got to the afterwards, I was like, we'll just put my name over it. That's embarrassing, and I hate that I'm finding that out right now.
The fact that I have never once questioned, because if we really think about this, Office Hours with Amber started at Anheuser-Busch. And when I went to redo the logo, I just took what was. I like didn't put any cognitive thought into how it was, which is very embarrassing. Anyways, I'm going to probably rant for 3 hours. I'm so sorry. If you guys have things going on, come back to this video another time. But anyways, so that was hilarious. And I love to be called out. And many people afterwards thought that was really funny. So Jakob, thank you for the layup on that one. Okay, but now we move into the next thing that I thought was so cute. Okay, here we go. So during this, I then go into like assessing your shame in your day. So what I did was I used kind of this analogy. Basically, saying I really should is just a Trojan horse for shame to enter your nervous system. So what I did was I asked in the room, you know, who feels like who's got a good should they've used recently. And so Jeremy Freelove was like, I should have exercised or something. So he won a sparkly pair of shoes. So I printed off these little certificates. So he got a sparkly pair of shoes, and the smile on this man's face. I'm so blessed they got this photo because I from on stage could not see that far to see that. So what a beautiful moment. And so we talked, and he's going to get some matching shoes with his daughter, and I'm obsessed. So Jeremy, let me know some sizes and I will get some shoes in the mail for you. Speaking of which, these are the shoes I wore on day 2. Let's talk about these bitches for a second. So you might be like, wow, what a beautiful shoe. Still clean. Okay. What a beautiful shoe. Well, the problem is there's, this is like too thick. And so I had the worst blisters. I was like, I got flats so that they'd be nice. So thank the Lord that Emily and Ashley travel with scissors. So we just chopped the back. And if you ever have a pair of flats that doesn't fit, just chop the back. Poof. I was blessed. The rest of the trip was so much better. But anyways, back on subject. Okay, so we talked about should, and he volunteered very kindly. So fun. Did the rest of my presentation. Let me look at the photos I have. Novelty, capacity. Okay, I'll probably save the rest of my presentation. Isn't too particularly like necessary for the plot line. Those were just some moments that I really liked. So during this time, so I did that. Beautiful. And then I think I have some cute photos from I will say it was really nice to meet. So I did my presentation. And I finished it in 38 minutes. I was moving because I thought that my time slot ended at like 11, not 11:15. So I just bulldozed. I was quick. So anyways, we do our presentation, and afterwards the two cutest little girls, young women, came up. Daniela Zaharis, she messaged me before we let me zoom in a bit. She messaged me before the conference had started, which honestly, Daniela, power move. Fantastic thing. That makes you stand out from, I mean, everyone else loved him so much, but that stood out, and I made intentional effort to come see you. And I wish we would have talked more. So let me know when you get back to a computer. Let's schedule some time. But anyways, her, I wanted to point out her like photo. Just select Daniela Zaharis from this. Her like, it's so cute. I'm not even doing it justice. Y'all can read. If you know, you know. But she came with other people from her university, I think Sacred Heart. And I also met Chris Levy, I think. And she called me out in her post. I'm obsessed with you. But her and her classmates, so fun. And also glad she got some cool pics in the Excel corner. But anyways, wanted to shout out her. And then also, I think Diana, but I think she goes by Wafa because she submitted her name early, but she was a part of the Madagascar team, like the squad from Madagascar. And she was like top shelf team player. She was relentlessly supportive of that team, and she came up to me right after my presentation, her whole sheet filled out, which I need to contact her. She filled out the physical sheet. She did not, which means she was the first one to fill it out. So Wafa, you have sparkly shoes heading your way. But she filled it out, and we talked for a little bit, and she was so cute. And when the Madagascar team, Madagascar came first at MECC, but we'll talk about that here shortly. But she was like in all the moments. She was relentlessly supportive. So I wanted to call those two out because they were so fun. And then I think I got some cute photos. I think this was with Ina. No, this is Aurelio. I think it's Aurelio. Like, okay, so I'm basically just going to show you a few quick photos, but so fun. And like, the funny thing is like, Your Average Finance Bro obviously is very popular. And so when we were emceeing and people come up for a photo, I'd be like, oh, I could take it. Don't worry. And then he asked me for a photo, and I was like, that was very kind, but I know you don't need this. Like, I do not even worry. I know exactly why you're here. But yeah, there was Aurelio. Or Ina. I think that's Aurelio. I'm so sorry. Pretty sure Aurelio. It's definitely, yeah. And then I got a good photo with my besties. We got Eric and Klinsman and Jeremy Freelove at the finals. So fun. Got a picture with Paul Barnhurst. He was the first one to ever receive sparkly shoes from me. He's actually the reason the sparkly shoes kick started, because it was last year, and we had lunch, and then the sparkly afterwards he had said something about the sparkly boots. I was like, oh, and then I sent him a pair, like a link, and he was like, oh, I don't have the budget for it. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna make the budget for these. So then I sent him to his house, but then his wife was like, well, I can't have some rando buying you sparkly stuff. So then she got him a bow tie and the vest. So Paul, I know they were uncomfortable, but thank you for wearing them, supporting the brand. I think he even got a better photo with Giles. Yeah, how fun. Also, Giles was looking fresh with his white suit this year. Quite the upgrade. And Eric, you made it into the back of that one too. And Ben. So fun. And then let's see. Don't let your newfound fame go to your head. Oh yeah. Nah. I am all set on this. I am all set. Side note, we also had another sparkly shoe sighting with Eric and the OA Robot, Excel Robot shoes. So glad he wore those and that they were more comfortable than I was expecting. And then let's see. Shout out to my friend Brian. he was blurrily spotted, but glad that he was able to make it. He's come to the finals with me the last 2 years. So I'm glad he got to make it this year. But let's now go into the next circumstance. So I loved talking to all of the people that after my presentation, getting all sorts of kind words. And like, because I was so focused in the moment of like what I needed to do, I really haven't taken time to like really emotionally absorb all this. I kind of relate this to, and this is such a jump of a metaphor, but Sabrina Carpenter for the last 10 years has been making music, being an actor, being in movies and TV and doing all of this stuff. She's been in the industry for 10 years, but only in the last 2 years has she really exploded and had that kind of professional debut where people are like, really, she's a household name. Now, am I ever going to be a household name? Who could be sure? This is maybe not that moment, but it felt for me, this was the first time, I would say, for all the work I put in with industrial engineering, being at Anheuser-Busch, having my own business, like this was kind of a professional debut in this space. Whereas in previous year, people knew me as like, oh, that's Amber. She hangs out. She's kind of squirrely, but it was nice to be able to show. I kind of wanted to use this presentation as a way to show respect to the community of like, I care so deeply about being a intelligent member of this community. So I'm going to put in the work every week for 1 hour to try and entertain people while also trying to uplevel my skills so that I can have intelligent communication, like, intelligent conversation with people, be able to contribute in the future and bring my own little spice, my own little sparkle, if you will, to the community. So it was nice to feel like I respected the community properly with this. And especially like getting like kind feedback from like people I highly regard. Oh, it killed me. It was Giles' business partner, Miles. Love him. What a guy. He's my favorite. I adore him. But he came up to me. He's like, yeah, interesting concept. I'm actually kind of excited to put some things on paper and like try to do something this year because life is just going to keep moving if I don't make time for things. And I'm like, the fact that I could give, how old is he? Maybe 45? I don't know. To give a 45-year-old man a new outlook on what his year could look like, very fun. Side note with that, like Ben De Leon, I feel like I can never say his last name correctly. Sorry, Ben. But anyways, he organized the whole Burning Clippy trip. What a treat. Anyway, so we talked and he was like, yeah, we need to do like a fireside kumbaya session on values. And I'm like, I would love to. This is like, it's nice that like now what was like in my head for 12 months is now like very publicly available or like kind of, he's 25. How could I forget? He's got like 22-year-old children. One martini, stirred, not shaken. The name is... Sim, thank you for coming. I'm so excited about your live stream series. Just by the way, that tickled a part of my heart that I didn't know was going to happen. Anyways, so it was nice to like be regarded by those I regard. And I don't think I was disregarded before, but more so, it's like confidently like a little stake in it, which is fun and nice. But I just go... The nice thing is I leave the conference and I go back to doing Off Stars with Amber. My routine doesn't change. I just kind of keep going. So I digress. So anyways, get through that presentation. I get so many kind words from so many people. And especially I think it was Daniela and some of her classmates that were saying like, I get to now approach this conference differently because now I feel like I can pick and place things. I don't feel like I have to learn everything all at the same time. It created a bit of stability so that you don't feel like there's so much. So that was really heartwarming to like, yeah. Anyways, so now it has been 30 hours with no sleep on Monday. And again, this live stream is going to go forever. So Feel free to take breaks as you need. Get a snack. It's going to be a long night. Watch this in different parts. So at this point, I then go to the HyperX Arena with your average finance bro and Lauma Wase. And I've fucked it up every time I said it. And I'm so sorry. I tried my best. 30 hours no sleep. Jade's there too. And they put give me the microphone and the pack and the inner ear and all this stuff. And I've got the script and I've not read the script yet because, again, up until this moment, I was just trying to deliver the best presentation I could. And so I'm reading the script that doesn't sound anything like me. And then I'm trying to be because I thought this was going to be teleprompted because I'm an idiot. And I was and then I was trying to speak it. And then the echo was messing with me. And so I was speech jammed. And I don't know if you've ever been speech jammed before. Let me see if I can pull up a video of what speech jamming is. Okay, here we go. Get ready for this.
Know someone who wakes up at...
Okay. Imagine hearing yourself, but only a few milliseconds after you'd imagine. And not how it works. I don't care. I just want to show someone doing it.
Be really good at reading scripts and speaking to camera.
A simple online search will uncover many collections. Damn it, that's hard. I had it for a minute there.
This book is dedicated to this.
This isn't even, I really need you to understand how spooky. Let's see.
All right.
Extra.
Could you speak more clearly?
What, bud?
Could you speak more? What, bud?
What?
Could you speak more clearly so I can understand you? Because
I'm trying.
I'd like to know
This
how to
is
do
so
this.
loud. Okay, you take a picture of a child. Look at.
That's how I sounded on stage during my rehearsal, the day before. I was like this.
To the sideline like a profile.
Are you nervous?
The problem is the echo was coming back at me and I couldn't cognitively understand what I was saying. And I was also reading hieroglyphic. I was freaked out. So I had a full panic attack. Full. And I'm saying snot crying, just destroyed. And so because now let's imagine I just did the presentation of my life and I ran through it and I was tech difficulties, which everyone said I did great, even though the tech difficulties and I sounded great. Thank you all for the kind words. But I go right into rehearsals and I'm I have 24 hours to be on live YouTube for this. And I can't hear any, I'm having an issue. So I go and I'm sobbing and I'm walking across the casino and I'm snot crying still. And then there's college students from the conference that are hey, Amber. And I'm I'm having a full tantrum, I think. So I get back to my room, call my mom, and she's perhaps a snack and a nap. And I was oh, I didn't even realize those were options, to be honest. So I was going to go get food. And then I went to and I think I have a picture of this. I went to the Last Chance qualifier and everyone was competing. I was supposed to compete. I did not have the mental beans. It's I could either choose that tomorrow I was going to be, because let's imagine the circumstance. Let's imagine I would have played the Last Chance qualifier and qualified. Now, not only was I going to have to create a new script, create my script, be ready to say it on camera and compete after. So I was you know what? We're going to save ourselves 30 minutes of mental beans. We're going to have a little wine. So that is exactly what's happening in this moment. And you can't quite tell because my makeup was working overtime, but I had snot cried all of my makeup op stuff. I have the wine. I go to bed. I wake up fresh as a daisy back on Tuesday. So that was really good. Oh, before I move on, Dim did a really good presentation right after me. And that was probably the last presentation I got to see of the conference, except for Jack. Jack did awesome. I wish I had more of a recording. But something cool that that Dim was talking about was he kind of introduced the idea, and we talked about it a little during the year, but lazy calculation. So for instance, if you have something like an if statement and I'm going to fuck this up, but anyways, he introduced this concept. If you have an if statement, if the first of the criteria is true or met, then it's just going to auto go to that. Like, it's not going to calculate all of the if then, or like, you know, if statements. It's only going to calculate the one that it most likely is to happen, or like the earliest. I'm fucking that up, so sorry. But anyways, if you use ifs, it's going to calculate all of the different criteria, no matter how many are false or true or whatever. And then similarly, he was talking about things, he was talking about like calculations in terms of like scalars and arrays. And I, of course, at this point, no sleep, gonna look back into that, and I'm excited to learn more about that. But he also was talking about how XLOOKUP is actually, you can increase the efficiency of it if your data is pre-sorted. That was news. But anyways, back on subject. Tuesday. So I wake up fresh as daisy, 6 a.m. on Tuesday. And I'm working on my scripts, editing my words. I had to remember that, like, I'm allowed to edit the words to make it sound like me, so I am not so scripted. But when you see the video of me on stage, you're like, that's not her. She's reading a script. And I, the whole time, was like, and now it's time for this thing. I'm great at a little improv. I am not great at scripted things. So I want to show a little bit of that. Beep, 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 beep. Let's do it. So anyways, use that feature for speed on the puzzle case. Oh, interesting. During all of this, Tuesday, I'm then doing like little interviews for the documentary. I'm doing little interviews for Microsoft. I'm doing kind of just being like, you know, this is how I felt. Is the Grinch jubilation celebration scene. Okay, here we go. I think it's the part where they're like feeding him. Wait, let's see. Grinch feed. Ugh, I don't like that. That's what they're calling it. But this was me on Monday, Tuesday, with just like, okay, you're going to go here, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to do that, and then you're going to talk to these people. I was like, that's how I felt. And I was trying to give everyone my 100%, and that is why I don't remember anyone's names. Message me on LinkedIn, please. Okay. Anyways, I swear I'm going to pick up the pace here shortly. But Tuesday, cut the shoes, belt. I wore such a cute outfit, and my friend Laura, shout out, she sewed on glitter fringe on the side of these like cowboy, like bell-bottom jeans. Looked so fun. We went to do the voice practice, and today was like, after some sleep, my cognitive abilities went way up. So it was pretty good. So that, and then here is my, I guess, professional MC debut. Now, I've not watched this very much yet because I am so horrified by my own voice. So we're not going to watch much of this. The links are in the bio if you'd like to go watch the full thing. I only talk every once an hour, so don't worry.
Oh,
God.
welcome everyone to the 20.
But look how fun the jeans are. God, they're so cool. And they made me my own peachy shirt for the MECC. So cute.
25 Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge semifinals. I'm Amber Johnson, industrial engineer of Peachy Profitability, where opportunities ripe and life's just peachy.
And
What a chotch.
I'm your average finance bro at
Me, not him.
your average finance bro on TikTok and Instagram, and we'll be your host for the evening.
Get excited because this is the biggest stage in spreadsheet sports.
Actually,
Now imagine trying to say spreadsheet sports when you haven't slept. So the day before wasn't happening.
I don't know if that's true. I think this is the biggest stage in all of sports.
You know what? You're so right. Before we begin, I want to
God.
bring Lauma Uwase on
I almost said it right there. Harry, thank you so much.
stage for a few words.
She was so nervous, but Lauma, if you're watching this, you did awesome. You managed the fuck out of all of us, and we needed it. So God bless, and thank you for your help. And you and your team deserve so many more kind words that I'll probably say at the end. God, my pants are so cool. I love them. But those pants were too heavy, and so I had to rope in Emily Williams to get me a belt. And that belt put in some overtime. Holy crap. Thank God. Emily, if you're watching this eventually, shout out to your belt. And I owe you probably a new one because she was putting in some work.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Oh, I love her.
This is so exciting.
And I think we got a cute picture together after. Let's see. Oh, my girl. Oh, my gosh. What an angel princess. At this point, my feet were so messed up. Like, they were so swollen, but...
We are, like, amazed by all the turnout that we have had this year for MECC. So many students have joined us. And at MECC, our focus is on learning, not just competing. And so we believe that anyone who joins MECC is already a winner. But tonight, we will be able to see something amazing, how our students put the knowledge that they learned like in practice. So it's going to be very exciting. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors and to
Dade up onto the stage.
On tonight's agenda, we're going to be starting with the team semifinals. Shortly after, we'll move into the individual semifinals. And then afterwards, we'll be doing the MEWC quarterfinals game 1, then game 2. Between each of these events, there'll be a 30-minute...
So the other thing is a little peek behind the curtains. In our ear, there's like this little, there's the producer guy, and he would like give us little whispers of like, look at this camera, or look at that camera, or whatever. Day 1, he was on it. He was keeping us like, okay, 15 seconds till this is happening, or this, that happened. Day 2, homeboy was gone. I was like, I checked in. I was like, is he okay? There's way bigger things going on than what me and him are doing. Like me and the average finance bro were doing. But yeah, thank God he was keeping us in line because,
minute break.
We're not going to watch too much more of this, I promise. I'm just trying to see if I caught, there was 1 or 2 of these that I fucked up pretty bad.
Reset and get people ready for the next round.
And we have a huge prize fund for the Microsoft Excel Collegiate.
But yeah, so they told us to look at our like cross camera, but then didn't swap to our cross camera. So I just look like I'm talking off to nobody. But there's people in the audience, so it
this year.
wasn't too bad.
Here's how it's going to work. For the team 5 place, the and total.
Oh, I messed it up.
On top of all of that, each finalist pays to
with Equity Methods, CFA Institute, ACES, and all of our sponsors and support.
I didn't want to have to. Does it not break your concentration when someone is whispering in your ear while speaking? Thankfully, he tried to just speak to me right before I started talking, or like right at the tail end, because otherwise I had already in my mind accepted that if he was going to talk while I was talking or like try to say something, I was just, if I didn't hear it, I didn't hear it. And I'd previously talked to my co-host, and I was like, I already told him like I am not mentally all the way here. So if there was really something to be an issue, he could just drag me in a direction if it was like really that serious. But thankfully, they teed us up pretty well.
With your support, this event is getting bigger and better than ever, every year. Now, we've had quite the week, and it's only Tuesday. So let's take a peek at the recap of yesterday's events.
Cute. And then I think we do a little skitty skit. But like the whole time I'm sucked into this my I had a clipboard and I was trying to like memorize the line well enough to just deliver it because I didn't want to like, they're paying me to be an MC and I'm like I'm questioning myself the whole time because I don't want to be like, and now our sponsors are really great, because I mean the sponsors are great. They, you know, make a lot of this stuff happen. So I'm trying to like be respectful to everyone, but But we're almost done with this, I promise.
Now it is time.
Oh God, I can't actually listen to myself try to like hype people up because we're past this. Okay. Over 2 days, especially with individuals were going out. Oh, okay. Actually, fantastic point, Harry. Thank you so much for saying that. 2, I loved doing the little exit interviews, except, and I think, okay. You know what? Okay. I have so many opinions and I'm trying not to do these out of order, but this is like the longest live stream I'm ever going to do because we're only halfway through the week. I cannot tell you how many things happened in this time. So yes, let me think. I want to go to so it was basically our event and then there was a break and then it would start the like MEWC. And so their walk-ups.
Imagine being.
Oh my God, that ad was so loud. So for our college students, everyone got to go like down the hype tunnel, and your average finance bro did like a really great job of like bringing the energy and like being big and loud. And I am so blessed that he handled the names and the walk up energy, and like he did awesome. And thank God he was my partner. Let's see. So for the MEWC, I think because they've kind of been around a bit longer, they did crazier entrances, and the finals entrances were so funny, and their exit interviews were really funny. So I want to take a minute for that here shortly. And also their MCs, oh my gosh, they were huge. The Jen Magley and energy. I'm obsessed with her.
Welcome, and whether you're a Formula fanatic, a pivot table pro,
oh,
easy for
Joey,
me to
love
say,
you.
or
visionary. He's the reason that we are all here today. The CEO and founder. You better stand to your feet of the Microsoft Excel World Championships. Stand to your feet. Give it a round of applause to Andrew Grigorionovich.
Love him. But she kept that energy up, and they were being so kind to me the whole time. God bless, because I needed all the kind words because I was very unsure of myself. But anyways, I'm going to see if we can get to the part with the walk-ups.
Incredible. Our second athlete tonight out of South Africa is the one, the only, Michael van Skalkwyk.
Hell yeah.
1.
Okay. I might save those for a bit. But anyways, okay, so I'm going to focus more on the walkouts for the finals because holy moly, they were huge. But anyways, thankfully, as soon as I was done, I got myself plenty of drinks. And then we hung out. I saw I hope I took a picture. There was these two, I think it was Carlene and Marcy, or Charlene and Marcy, and together they're Marlene. They were so cute. They had these they had bought they'd made their own outfits for the finals, and then they had new outfits for the day after as well. And of course I'm not going to find the photo right now. What a bummer. More to come next week on that, but oh wait, I found it. Cute. They made their own outfits and they were so precious, and Jack took pictures with them. But these two, the real MVPs. His walk up was iconic. Was it that in I wonder if that was in the quarterfinals. Let me see. I know it's the end. Oh, wait. wait. Oh, I hope he does it. I hope it's this one. God, so fun. So fun. I'm glad I landed on that, and I'm glad you brought that up. Anyways, their walkouts were so fun, and their exit interviews even more fun. But anyways, okay. So then we get to Wednesday. Let's Wednesday. And then randomly, my aunt and uncle, Tina and Brian, were at the same hotel at the same time. So I got a little breakfast with them. And this on Wednesday with the finals, we started 2 hours earlier. And so there was no time for any rehearsals. We just had to like do it. And so thankfully the day before had given me this newfound confidence of you go on stage, you say the things, you move forward. And I had to actually use my own methods to recenter myself on being excited about this. So of novelty, there's these different kind of archetypes. And I found out that I'm a shapeshifter, and that meaning like I enjoy trying on new personas and fresh mindsets, imagine doing the task from a different point of view, pretend to be an actor performing the task. So this year with Office Hours of the Amber, I've basically used this. I pretend I'm a video producer or like a TV producer every time, and I pretend I'm Lorne Michaels, and we don't go on because we're ready. We go on because it's 7 p.m. and I do that every Monday. And so I set up my camera and my lights and my things, and I've got my my little production notes and what I want to do and little assets I want to have. And so every week that has caused me to do this learning thing. So similarly, when I realized, oh, I'm not a person delivering lines, I am shamaning this crowd through this evening. I am here to take them from one event to the next, or like one bit to the next bit. And when I did that, when I started to reframe my mindset of like, oh, if they don't have proper instructions, when are they going to know to go to the bathroom or get a beverage or, get ready for this next thing? And so although it's a very minute thing, that unlocked a part of my brain that actually made me excited to do this, because I value leadership, but I don't value being a show pony on stage and just talking at a camera. So nice thing is I used my own methods against myself, which worked famously. So anyways, for Wednesday, I was much more excited to get into it. So I do want to show a part of, there was a part, of course I'm going to lose it. Oh yeah, we're just going to click around and see if I find any of the bits. Oh my gosh. Oh, so cool.
So, Amber, what do you say? Are we ready to get started?
We're not gonna mention the outfit here.
Oh yeah. So before the break, he was like in a different outfit, like with the with the Patagonia vest, and then he changed into this.
What are you talking about?
The Excel suit?
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, why'd it blank out?
Oh, we're just gonna breeze
I
past
have an
it.
Excel suit guy. What's the problem?
A guy? You have a guy for this?
Yeah, I also
Oh,
have an
it
Excel
blanked all the way out.
Of the university's consulting club, and Caleb can cook an excellent steak.
Oh, I forgot about this. So each of the students provided their own fun fact. And these two leaned into like, I'm the president of the consulting club and I do this. And then this one, I think it was Caleb. He was like, and I can make a great steak. But at first I thought he was saying snake because they're from Australia. And I was like, I'm not going to question it. But thankfully in the last second I said, did you say snake? He's like, no, steak.
This group.
The problem is after he had kind of given the big like, and this is the University of Technology, Sydney. And then everyone was like, yeah. And then I say my stuff, but nobody cheers after what I say because they just cheered. So flat. But anyways, okay. Now I want to skip. Okay, we're skipping to, we did the fun part about this round was University of, I think, Arizona. Yeah. So this was a really interesting moment. So University of Arizona, I think, didn't get all of the bonuses. And so they had 1130, which was the max score they could get. And I think it's because the bonuses were locked out. So they got to like walk off stage, and Dim did an excellent walk off the day before when he got like basically answered everything. And then he was just like, mic drop, I'm out. So University of Arizona was trying to do that. But Insku from Madagascar, they they had gotten the bonuses. So now it's like watching them inch up and get it. Like, it was like a fun moment to watch. So I want to find that real quick.
Oh, University of Arizona have taken the lead.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Less than 11 minutes. All right. 10
All the
points
teams did really great. Let's be so
between
clear.
University of Arizona. All right.
Yeah, they're like,
oh, come on, y'all.
100 points away.
Y'all knock that off. We're trying to sleep up here.
Yes,
come on.
Look at this support in the room. It's absolutely fantastic.
Empowering their team.
Oh,
all right.
just take one.
Let's see, where did they? Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is some drama.
Oh, they've
Lord.
done it. Okay.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, so I almost said something. Look at y'all. Look at you, what you did. Look at it.
And our girl Diana Waffa was in the audience just losing her mind.
They come all the way from Madagascar to put it. Look at this. Look at this.
We've got flashing waves.
Yes.
In
Look at it. Oh, my gosh.
Arena
Oh, my gosh.
Right now.
Oh, so precious.
Man.
But we need to find out. I need to confirm. Can the other two teams catch up?
Let's see.
So they were having to do like live math because, again, we're not getting any feedback in the production ear today. Like, nobody's confirming anything. We're just kind of riding.
Can they? Oh, my gosh. Huh?
Let's go back to the leaderboard. Let's have a look at
let's
the
go back to
overall
the leaderboard.
Right?
And the funny thing is, there's still like, I don't know, 6-7 minutes of gameplay left. And so the other two teams have to just kind of like do their best.
This is just the one thing that we want to find out. We know that Arizona can't catch up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this was
Presentation
cute.
from Madagascar.
Yes.
They've been so strong. It's great to see this, right, today. With
Oh, there she
absolutely
is.
incredible. Well done, guys. And that's not what you want to see on the right-hand side. Putting the line.
So look.
I think cute. I think at one point, these are the Messiah University fellas. I think at one point they go like, "I'm cooked" or something, and it was
You can
really
see they're
funny.
looking over. They're trying to
I
help
hope
each
they-
other.
Oh, wait.
At 9 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's going to get in at 7 a.m. He has an exam at 9. How crazy is that? That's
tough.
pure dedication.
That's vicious, man. That's vicious. All right, let's see.
All right, so we've still got two teams battling it out on stage. They're both an amazing.
So silly. We announced some awards. Cute. Then they did the individuals. 30 minutes later. And this is where I start doing interviews. So in this last round, when they had basically, we had an agreement. Your average finance bro was like, "I'll take the names if you take the interviews." And I said, "Yes, let's do it." So he nailed all of their names and like did really great work trying to work through like the pronunciation and everything. So I was doing the exit interviews, but what I didn't remember is I had a bank of questions that I created, but I thought I was interviewing all 10, not just the first 6 that got out, or all 12, not just the first 6. So I'm looking at my questions, and for someone who just got eliminated, so at the end of each 5-minute kind of cycle, the lowest score would be removed by me. So I was like this little shark running around and like touching their shoulder and being like, "All right, sorry." But the problem is I couldn't see their, like, I had to write down like the names on the back of like my paper of like who's sitting where, but no one's in my ear telling me who's losing or like who's at the bottom. And then they would change the screen so I couldn't see the leaderboard of like who's out, because they wanted to get like face shots of like the people who are like getting eliminated. So I'm like looking up at the leaderboard, but then also like trying to like make sure that I'm getting the right brunette dude off the stage. And so the other thing is like my questions were more so, poor Federico. All the students were also so kind and so nice and fun, and like spirited. But my questions were like trying to be, I didn't want to patronize them because obviously if you get out first in the, finals, this is a huge accomplishment. And that's really like, I wanted to make sure everyone knew how big of an accomplishment this was. But also I didn't want to give them a patronizing question like, wow, how'd you feel? Or which I did. I don't know. The questions were fine. But half my questions were like, what strategies worked and whatever. And it's like, I only get to interview the first 6 people that were like people who traditionally were at the losing end of this round. So I was like quickly trying to be like, how do I repeat this question in 4 different ways? But the MEWC, Jen, she did a great job and got a lot of really great exit interviews. And I think everyone had fun with mine. So we'll see.
For Federico to get loose from the boogeyman and go have an interview.
Let's give her a second just to get to the center of the stage.
All right.
Our first elimination. This is going to be so quick fire. Okay, Amber, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Federico, what an amazing season you've had. Oh my gosh, you made it all the way to the final stage. How are you feeling?
I'm super happy to be there. I just started with the cell this year, and being the year is already amazing for me. I'm super happy. I've met so many amazing people these days, and I can't wait to be here next year too.
So in this moment, in my ear, they're going, Amber, don't hand the microphone off. And I'm like, but I already did. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? It worked fine.
Yep.
Awesome.
Federico, all right. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, and you did amazing. Okay, back up.
He had just gotten 0 points, so I felt like such a chotch. But truly, it is amazing how far he got. So, Federico, if you're watching this, I'm on your team.
To the casters.
All right.
Thank you, Amber. Let's go to should we go to the open?
Let's see.
From, well, I
23, 29 left.
So.
Okay.
Plus for Jacob. Greater.
So this was the moment when I was like looking at their screens like, oh God, I don't know who got eliminated.
You might not actually realize that it's you that's been knocked out. Okay, so we're going to go over to Amber for a quick debrief.
Yes, Amber.
Jacob.
Alrighty, Jacob, what a season. Tell me a little bit about what this round means in your Greater Excel story arc.
Just another opportunity to learn.
I'm an idiot.
Get better, be back next year,
Awesome. A round of applause for Jacob. Hey,
simple, to the point. To the point.
On screen.
Ryan.
Okay, then it started getting spooky because I think there was at one point, there was like 3 people tied and I was like staring at the clock and I'm like, nobody's going to tell me who gets eliminated. So I'm really nervous because I don't want to go. That would be the most embarrassing. And I really didn't want to fuck this up as we like, hey, you're out. And then they're like, no, I'm not. And then I pick the wrong person. Oh, horrifying. So
unless you can do something crazy.
Oh, Ryan.
Getting that.
We got such, okay, wait, there's such cute photos and I love these. Wait a minute. Wrong folder. Wrong folder. There were such cute photos. Me and Ryan. Oh my gosh, so cute. And I think that there was another one. Oh yeah, my guy Ben. I think it was Ben Fells. Finally figured out the microphone thing. I feel like there's something else. Oh, just such a cute photo. So stoked for them. Okay, enough of that.
Tap.
Oh, thank you for being on the tape.
Go over to Amber to see how Ryan's
doing. She's ready. Okay, he's
Ryan.
got to step on the tape. There you go.
What a day. Oh my gosh. You should be so proud of yourself. You've made it so far. How did you feel coming into the competition versus how are you feeling now?
It's so surreal to be here. Like, I was really surprised when I qualified in the first case, let alone make the final. And now I'm like on top of the world right now.
Some would say stoked. Back to you guys up in the casters.
Oh, so you got
You could just see me start to dissociate. I'm like, I'm fucking this up. Anyways, you can watch more of the stream there. But, oh, I want to, okay. I swear we're landing the plane soon. I might have to just, at 2 hours, I'm ending this stream because I just have so much more to say. But I digress. I just want to show like a few, I want to show Kobe's walk up because it was so funny. I hope I can find it quickly because there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The walk-ups and the exit interviews were so good for the MEWC. And I encourage everyone to just get crazier for that. Okay, you must watch this. Okay, honestly, yeah. Okay, here, we're doing this. Okay. Juan Cifuentes. Hell yeah. So you see how he's running? We played a game of Assassin, and I had to watch this man bound up the stairs with a spoon to come knife me with it. We'll talk about that at a different time. So fun.
From the United States of America, give it up to Kobe, Dominator.
You must watch this part. He's got one shirt on. And he throws it in the crowd. How baller is that? That's so funny.
From the Netherlands.
And then the contrast.
We have Jasper.
Oh, wait. His was cute. And then I think Chris Clark comes out next.
Put your hands together from China, Zhang Yuni.
I'm lying to you guys.
For this next player,
His exit interview was so
I
cute.
need you to clap together.
Where the hell's Chris
This
Clark?
next player, I need you to clap together on beat like this. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Andrew.
We
Andrew
have
or
none
Dim?
other than the 3-time Grand Global.
He ran so. Oh, yes. That was. I don't think you guys know this. The speed in which this man ran down this pipe was so
It could
funny.
be the one, the only Andrew Nye, the Annihilator.
That's a long hallway. So funny.
Give it up for Chris. Cool.
Okay, the contrast on this one is very funny. So Andrew just sprinted his little life out on that row, and Chris comes out just simple, tasteful. Okay. I'm not gonna keep going on this. I want to go to Nick Boberg's case. Oh wait, must show Klinsman on this. These are just my favorite bits that I can remember right now. Bump, set,
Bump
Excel.
setting and spiking his way down. All right.
Hello.
Let's talk.
I need to go back. I think it was yesterday. It was the day before that. Must see Nick Bobergs. Harry. Oh yeah, Harry. You made a case for this. Oh my gosh, so fun. And the audible gasp in the room when they announced that it was yours. Huge. Am I lying to everyone? Where is Boberg? I can't be making this up because I vividly remember. You are feared on 6 continents. Andrew. Oh my gosh, I was right there. That's so embarrassing. Okay.
Introducing the only
Come on. Ads, I tell you. Okay, here we go.
In Bushland. Good luck.
Okay. Nick's speech was so cute.
All right.
You
That
must
looks
hear
like
it.
fun, right? Anybody in the room? Any of the room ready to do it?
Joey,
Everybody's
we've got
saying, no,
the
no.
guy here, Nick Boberg.
Nick, tell us more about the case. What are you most excited to see happening?
Yeah, look, I'm super excited for what's to come, to be honest. It's cool to be here. I love this competition. I love this community, these people. I love competing and I love designing cases. And when you design these cases, you get to express a part of yourself and, you know, show a bit about your background and your life and your experience. And my background is a Kiwi, a proud Kiwi. A loving family and someone that loves a good map. So, yeah. Say again? We'll get to that.
They asked, how can you beat it? For those of us watching on.
Yeah, look, the first case I did.
They're asking, how is he
deep sea diving,
feeling?
that was inspired by scuba
And the
diving
answer
with
is
my
stoked.
dad off the east coast of New Zealand. Kiwi Holiday was a road trip around my country. It's Probably a Crab was inspired by my 7-year-old, Nathan, who loves to go down to the seashore at low tide and turn over all the rocks and look for crabs.
Are you kidding?
This case, Bushland Adventures, is inspired by the hiking adventures that Ella and I like to do with our boys, Nathan and Jackson. So if you like a map, good news, there's 2. And for everyone else, I'm sorry, I did not choose for this case to be in the semi-finals. So,
Anyways. So precious. Okay. Anyways. The rest of the conference, I think I'm going to have to save for next week because I am pooped. But we end up drinking till the night, I mean, all night. So much fun. The finals, didn't even mention, Dim won the finals. Congrats, Dim. It's been a long time coming. And so it was kind of a nice little, a lot of their exit speeches, which you can go watch the streams. All their exit speeches were so like, I love this community. This is so fun. I'm learning so much. Dim has taught me so much. And like, it was nice that everyone kind of gave love and flowers Dim's way and like kind of towards the community that was building. But truly so iconic. And the fact that they trusted me to be an MC, hilarious, and be a presenter, I'm feeling very welcomed and encouraged. But yeah, so after, basically we're gonna all of that led up to the finals. Then there's a whole second half of the trip called Burning Clippy, but it was too much party for me. Not really. I could do that forever, but yeah. I think I'm going to save that for next week and try to make a fun video to kind of like paint the picture of how the week went. But in terms of today, I'm a little tired. And I think it's a good leaving off point, a nice cliffhanger for next week. I think I've talked plenty, but if you are new here and you're still here, or if you skipped all the way to the end, which you should, because a lot of words, Office Hours of the Amber. Coming up in the new year, I'm going to be starting my Click Around and Find Out series. So my intro will change a little bit, but it's still going to be every Monday at 7. I'll be traveling for 3 weeks in January. So the beginning of the year might be a little bumpy, but what isn't? So I'm going to do that in the beginning of the year. I'm still doing my business planning for 2026. So there might be some additional things that'll come through to fruition. If you want anything during my presentation, I encourage you to reach out and let me know your shoe size and your email to make sure that you get what you won. Big thank you to, and I'm just going to read it because there's so many people. The ladies group and Marissa for helping me with my outfits, the GTD team and Matt for letting me take off a full week and very many weeks of just me ignoring everything to get this all done. My family for listening to my presentations and all of my nonsense and watching my dog all the time. Faye Boardbar for listening to my presentation 1 gazillion times and giving me so many words of wisdom. Also Giles, Daniel Stein Fairhurst, all the members of Office Hours with Amber, because without this community that we've built, I wouldn't have gotten all the feedback and like kind of like creative thinking together that then led to all the things I talked about, like Ashley, Emily, Eric, Esther, Sam, my friend Sam for dealing with this, Andrew Grigolanovich and his team with Financial Modeling World Cup, MEWC, MACC, Lauma, Jade, Katrina, Arvis, Renat, David Brown, all of the collegiate coaches. Eric, you're still here. That's crazy. I feel like if I keep talking, I need to I'm still emotionally and mentally processing the last 4 days. So like, I'm excited to bring a cohesive message about how fun Burning Clippy was. But in terms of the conference, you should come next year. And if you want more information, theactivecell.com. And then also if you want to get involved with competitive Excel, and this is what I said to a lot of people people ask the question of, I'm nervous to get started. How does one even start in this? And I want to reiterate this to the world or whoever's watching. 0 is a perfectly acceptable score when competing in Excel. You're going to learn things about yourself and about Excel while you're competing. So I would say just do it. Nike got it right. So it's easier than ever with the online platform. I think it's play.excel-esports.com or something like that. Easier than ever to just try a free game, get involved. There's even a basics course. But yeah, super fun. Still driving home. Eric, you're still driving home, just left your daughter's house. Holy crap. So you haven't even fully rested or recouped. I mean, I am about to take the longest nap of my life. Perhaps a full sleep, but I did just have a Red Bull. So we're going to find out. But anyways, next week I'm going to be back and I'll probably have like some cute video with some cute clips or something together. Thank you for dealing with the brain rot today, because I also have only had like 3 hours of sleep. Hopefully some of that was cohesive, but anyways, all right. I'll TTYL next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Eric, be safe driving.